content is for educational purposes only, drawing from our professional and educational experiences and opinions. Please use this information at your own personal or professional discretion. We are not liable for anything you do with this information.
Good evening. Welcome to Ask the Lady Electrical Inspector podcast. I am your host, Tabatha L. Tonight, I will address several questions received from professionals and clients in the electrical industry, including electrical contractors, general contractors, business owners, and homeowners. These questions derive from on-the-job inspections and email communication over recent weeks. Many of these questions pertain to construction and renovation projects, highlighting common challenges encountered during electrical work. Asking pertinent questions prior to or during a project is essential. It aids in identifying potential issues, avoiding costly delays, and ensuring adherence to safety standards. I am dedicated to assisting individuals in understanding the fundamentals of electrical systems. I have observed that many appreciate active involvement in their projects and value gaining a comprehensive understanding of electrical concepts. Connecting with curious and engaged clients motivates me to advocate for electrical safety and continuous improvement in the electrical practices. I pay close attention to detail and continuously seek opportunities to enhance safety procedures and technical standards. If you wish to learn more or have questions, please do not hesitate to contact me. I am here to assist. To owners and homeowners, I invite you to share any questions or concerns related to electrical safety, code compliance, or system maintenance. My aim is to provide clear, accurate responses, facilitate understanding of these concepts, and guide you safely through this evolving field. I, as a homeowner who recently requested a bid from a licensed electrical contractor for the replacement of my service panel, I am seeking to verify certain information provided during the assessment. During the walkthrough, the contractor examined the electrical system and indicated that it is necessary to replace the existing meter base supplied by the utility company, as the current meter type is no longer accepted. I wish to confirm whether this requirement is indeed mandatory, as I prefer not to replace the meter unless it is absolutely essential. The answer is yes. As of January 2015, the local utility has mandated a transition to a clamp jaw lever bypass meter socket for all residential services. This change was implemented due to safety concerns associated with older horn bypass meters, as documented by a local government website. A bypass meter allows the utility personnel to reroute power around the meter, facilitating continuous service to the residents during a maintenance or replacement. To sum it up, the physical meter socket must feature a bypass mechanism, specifically the clamp jaw type, to ensure safe servicing, regardless of whether a smart meter or a manually read meter is installed. Also, to ensure a thorough and fair estimate, it is advisable to obtain 3 to 4 estimates. These should compare cost, material, and outline any components necessary for the installation. If the utility company mandates a specific meter socket, all estimates should include a new meter base detailing the type and features required. The next question. I am the licensed electrical contractor responsible for wiring a residential home renovation project. The homeowner has expressed a desire to install low-voltage electrical speakers throughout the house. I do not feel comfortable with the homeowner handling the installation of low-voltage wiring, as I am the sole licensed electrical contractor on this project and responsible for ensuring code compliance and safety. My question is whether a permit is required for installing low-voltage wiring in this residential setting. Well, I advise you to contact the authority having jurisdiction to determine whether a permit is required. Many jurisdictions require an electrical permit for installing or altering or repairing or removing electrical equipment. Typical residential projects that necessitate a permit include new construction, renovations, or repairs. A homeowner cannot operate under your electrical permit to perform their own work. As the licensed contractor of record, you bear legal and financial responsibility for all work conducted under your permit. Allowing someone to perform work under your permit is often referred to as selling your license, which is illegal in most jurisdictions and may result in the removal of your license. As the electrical contractor, you are accountable for ensuring that all electrical work, including the low voltage system, is safe and compliant with the National Electrical Code. Should the homeowner action cause a fire or other failure, you bear the liability. As the license holder, you are responsible for workers' compensation insurance, typically covers work performed by your own employees or approved subcontractors, not homeowners. The authority having jurisdiction will require a permit when installing low-voltage communication or security alarm systems operating at 24 volts or less during renovation of single-home residence, two-family dwellings, or townhouses. An electrical permit will be required. A homeowner often can obtain their own electrical permit for work conducted on their primary residence. Excluding properties intended for sales or rent. However, local regulations may vary and may require an application through the municipal building department, along with a knowledge test, detailed plans, and applicable fees and mandatory inspections to ensure compliance of the National Electrical Code. Significant upgrades such as a panel replacement, new wiring, separately derived systems like solar panels or generators, swimming pools, or electrical vehicle chargers, and 240-volt appliance wiring requires a permit from an electrical license holder. Minor repairs such as receptacles and lightings, a homeowner may obtain a permit. Next question. I am a homeowner currently in the process of selling my home. Recently, a municipality inspector from the city conducted a walkthrough of my residence to ensure it meets local safety and building codes. During this inspection, the inspector informed me that the GFCI, ground fault circuit interrupter protection needed, needed to be protected in several areas of my home, specifically in the garage, in the bathrooms, basement, and kitchen. When I purchased the home 23 years ago, it did not have GFCI outlets, and I was unaware of any requirements for their installation at that time. Therefore, I am confused as to why GFCI protection is now mandatory, considering it was not a requirement when I bought the property. The answer: your city municipality inspector is only enforcing The National Electrical Code requirements for safety, meaning you need GFCI protection outlets in wet, damp areas like bathrooms and kitchens, near sinks and countertops, in garages, in laundry rooms, in unfinished basements, and outdoor spaces to prevent shock hazards. These devices are crucial for selling because they address potential hazards near water, and you can install a GFCI outlet or breaker to bring the electrical issue up to code. While older homes may often be grandfathered in for personal use only, many cities now mandate upgrades to current safety standards during a re-oc or resale inspection before a property transfer can occur. Next question. While performing an inspection for a service replacement and the replacement of branch circuits for receptacles and lighting outlets, the homeowner informed me that the dryer receptacle plug functioned properly prior to the panel replacement. However, following the service panel replacement, the dryer receptacle ceased to operate. She inquired whether this issue should be reported to the electrician who was working on the electrical service at the time, since the dryer functioned correctly before the panel alteration. I questioned her about her motivations for why she contacted an electrical contractor. She explained that the household lights flickered, and at one point, power was lost to some of the receptacles. She called an electrician, and after troubleshooting, it was discovered that the main lug neutral conductor was loose and burned, showing visible signs of charring. Ultimately, the troubleshooting process revealed that replacing the branch circuits and performing a complete service replacement would resolve any issues that she had. A loose main neutral conductor is an extremely hazardous electrical condition that can cause serious damage to appliances and outlets by creating voltage imbalances. Such imbalances lead to overvoltage situations, which can burn out electronic components, and undervoltage, preventing devices from operating correctly. Symptoms will include, as she stated, flickering or dimming of the lights, devices not functioning properly, electronic devices, burning smells and sizzling sounds from electrical outlets, and sudden and discoloration of receptacles. These signs indicate that a potential safety hazard like a shock hazard or fire hazard, as the neutral wire is responsible for returning current to the source. When it is loose, the current flow becomes unbalanced, resulting in an unpredictable voltage fluctuation. This phenomenon is known as a voltage imbalance. In a typical 240 system, there are two hot phases and a neutral conductor. A loose neutral conductor disrupts this balance, causing one phase to experience extremely high voltages, exceeding 180 volts, while the other phase drops as low as 60 volts. Appliances not rated for high voltages, such as your dryer, are at risk of immediate danger if connected during such an imbalance. For example, 120-volt receptacles powering devices like televisions, computers, and microwaves can suffer from surge damage and complete failure. Devices connected to the lower voltage side, around 60 volts, may operate poorly or cease working altogether due to the unstable voltage. If you encounter these issues as a homeowner or a business owner, it creates a serious fire hazard. A loose neutral conductor can cause overheating at the terminal lug, leading to arcing and sparking, excessive current flowing through unintended pathways can damage nearby household appliances, electronics, and electricals. Excessive current flowing through unintended pathways can damage nearby household appliances, electronics, and electrical systems. Moreover, metal appliances, metal frames, and plumbing may become energized with hazardous voltage levels, creating a significant electrocution hazard. Recognizing these signs is crucial because a loose main neutral is a critical electrical fault that demands immediate intervention by a qualified electrical contractor. Prompt attention can prevent a catastrophic damage, can prevent electrical fires, and prevent severe safety risks. And eliminate severe safety risks. Next question. My organization holds an electrical contract for a 5-story commercial building. The general contractor has requested that wiring be installed in designated areas within the complex. Several leaks are present throughout the structure, and some areas lacks windows. Please specify any applicable National Electrical Code requirements and authority having jurisdiction safety precautions necessary to commence electrical work in this type of environment. The answer: many organizations prohibit the installation of electrical wiring when leaks are present in a building. OSHA is one of those organizations. OSHA mandates that all electrical equipment and wiring in wet and conductive locations, such as areas with water on the floor or dripping water, must be protected by a ground fault circuit interrupter. In certain cases, equipment should operate at 12 volts or less. Employers are required to inform workers of hazards and protective measures. No person should energize non-conforming electrical systems. OSHA Regulations 405 standards, wiring methods. The National Electrical Code prohibits the installation of standard MC cable in areas experiencing active water leaks, as this presents a considerable safety risk and violates code regulations. Standard MC cable is intended for dry environments. Active water leaks establish a wet location, which necessitate specific wet location MC cable requirements. When used under such conditions, MC cable must be equipped with a corrosion-resistant jacket, typically constructed from PVC. Additionally, the internal conductors must be rated for wet locations such as THWN. Nevertheless, the presence of active water leaks renders the environment unsafe to install electrical work. The authority having jurisdiction will enforce strict safety measures and reserve the right to suspend any work until the premise are completely adequately dry. The authority having jurisdiction ensures that all work complies with the electrical code and related building regulations, and may cease operations if conditions are deemed unsafe or non-compliant. Therefore, if you are an electrical contractor and the general contractor advises you to proceed with the installation of raceways, please stop immediately to uphold safety and compliance standards. The general contractor should be notified in writing of the unsafe conditions, specifically referring to the water leaks. A formal request for a site inspection involving the authority having jurisdiction should be made to document the conditions of the site and to verify that the necessary remediations has been completed before resuming work. It is likely that resolving the water issues is a prereq for electrical pre-wiring. Written confirmation from the general contractor that repairs have been completed and that the areas are safe and dry should be obtained. Implementing these measures will help protect your organization from liability. ensure personnel safety, and guarantee compliance with the National Electrical Code, the authority having jurisdiction, and OSHA regulations. The next question. As the electrical contractor overseeing a complex comprising of 10 multi-unit buildings currently under construction, I have successfully obtained the permits for each structure. As the project near completion, the general contractor has inquired about the possibility of issuing temporary occupancy for the units that have been completed within these buildings. The general contractor would like to know if we can successfully gain temporary occupancies on the units that have been completed. It is indeed possible to secure a temporary certificate of occupancy for specific units within the building complex that is still under construction. The electrical inspector may issue a TCO for sections deemed safe for occupancy. However, the authority having jurisdiction will not permit partial floors or partial buildings. The contractor is often required to pay an additional fee for inspections, and the entire building must typically be considered. The authority having jurisdiction frequently requires TCOs to be issued for entire buildings, entire floors, or separate units if necessitating its own permit. Given the scope of work of this project across the multiple buildings, it may be necessary to apply for multiple permits on a building by building or unit by unit or floor by floor basis, in accordance with the guidelines established by the authority having jurisdiction and the local municipality building departments. The authority having jurisdiction is generally unconcerned with a few additional inspections on a major project like this. However, we will object to any contractor requesting several inspections that were not included in the original permit. The key requirements for obtaining a temporary occupancy includes the confirmation that the fire alarm and the emergency lighting systems are operational and properly tested, verification that the electrical main distribution systems are complete with panels installed, panel schedules, and conductors terminated correctly, compliance of all exits and means of egress with building codes, ensuring accessibilities without passing through active construction zones, completion of the unit. Typically, temporary occupancies are valid for a period ranging from 30 days to 90 days and may be extended upon approval from the electrical department. In tonight's episode, I addressed several specific questions. In this episode, I have addressed several specific questions received from professionals within the electrical industry. These include licensed electrical contractors, general contractors, business owners, and homeowners. My primary objective is to resolve electrical issues before they become a potential problem. Clear communication among all involved parties is essential to prevent misunderstandings. It is vital that everyone is aware of the expectations to the standard regulations to guarantee adherence to local laws and safety protocols. Engaging in electrical projects, whether establishing new installations or repairing existing wiring and equipment, it presents considerable challenges. My podcast aims to address these challenges by emphasizing the importance of staying informed about the latest electrical codes, prioritizing safety at every stage, and encouraging those involved in constructions or renovation projects to ask pertinent questions. I sincerely value the questions and concerns raised by the participants and enjoy providing responses. Through dialogue, we can strengthen our professional community and collaborate to uphold electrical safety standards and best practices. Please join me on Wednesday, January 2026 for the first episode of my podcast in the new year. I am eager to feature more industry guests to explore innovative projects within the electrical industry. I invite any electrical industry organization interested in showcasing their services and products to contact me. Together, we can contribute to educating the public and sharing knowledge to identify and address electrical safety concerns. Feel free to reach out via social media with any questions, comments, or topic suggestions. I am available on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube under the name Ask the Lady Electrical Inspector. You can also email me at asktheladyelectricalinspector@gmail.com. Let us collaborate to maintain safe and compliant electrical systems. Thank you for your time. Wishing you a happy new year.